Oh, there we are. Hey, everybody. Oh, I gotta move myself a little bit here.
Howdy, howdy. There's me and Sandy on our very wide angle view.
Yeah, should I bring it in a little bit? I can bring it in a little bit if people want me to.
People probably enjoy seeing the dog.
Okay. In that case, how's everybody doing tonight? Today went by so fast I didn't even realize it was almost 9:00 until 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it went weirdly fast for me here too.
I'm gonna be playing some Alisia Dragoon, which I just bought off a local guy. It's one of the few Genesis games that I have left to get to fill my black box grid collection.
Yeah,
one of the more expensive ones, if not the most expensive one. The only really expensive one I have left is Chicky Boys.
And one of my favorites. I think it's one of the best games on the system.
Yeah, really? I mean, I've only played the first level, so I mean, I don't even know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a few years since I played through it, but I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure how much like specific tips I can give you, but
you think it's possible for me to finish it?
I kind of don't think you're going to. It's pretty tough.
Okay.
I mean, it's beatable, but it took me a little bit.
Okay, so you didn't finish it in one night.
No.
Okay, well, if you didn't do it, then I can't do it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you sometimes surprise me, like when you proved that Contra is easier than Mario 3, apparently.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. So I'm sitting at my desk. It's kind of the old way of doing things, and I think that this is how.
Are you on your PVM?
I am. This is going to be the first game I've really played through on the PVM since moving. So we'll see how it's been a little while. But hopefully it's nice and I mean the setup works just as good over here. I think for modern games I'll probably play at the other chair. But I think that this is pretty comfy.
Did you forget to change the view on OBS?
I didn't, but I can now. Oh, I did forget to change your view though.
Oops.
I'm gonna bring it way in from here though. There you go. Just even more in here. There you are.
That'll do.
That'll work.
Yeah, almost a full view of my relaxation here.
Let me go ahead and lock that. Yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and get started. Let me turn up the volume here.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. It's really weird to think that it's a Game Arts game.
Yeah.
I always associate them with RPGs.
And there's only a normal and hard difficulty, so no easiness tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really go all that easy on you. It's I really can't remember which dragon I preferred. You have 4 choices.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might have to pause the game to change dragons.
You hit A and you can change different weapons. Is there? I mean,
no, you don't. You don't change weapons. All Alisia has is her lightning bolt shot.
Okay, so yeah, change.
But it charges up like you do a stronger attack if you let it fully charge, and you can also power up like how much you can do, and you also power up your HP and strength of your dragon as well with the pickups. I mean, it's definitely worth taking a more measured pace with this game.
So yeah, it seems like you can't blow through it because you only have a certain amount of energy.
You want your. I mean, if you can do if you save up for to charge the maximum lightning bolt, like it goes whoosh, whoosh, like forward and back, like it gets a ton. But I love lightning bolt powers in video games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one of the coolest implementations of wand, especially in a 2D game. I love like lightning like arcing between enemies and stuff like that in games.
Right. Did I ask you if there's unlimited continues in this?
There are not.
Okay.
Which is, not
there any
surprising
continues
for
at all?
a Genesis game, but I mean, that's why I didn't think you were going to be it, because this is pretty tough.
Let's see what this one's like. Okay, so does the dragon just kind of have his mind of its own?
Right. I don't think you can control it in a meaningful way. And whichever one that you have out, like when you pick up the stuff that powers it up, to be honest, I forget what the difference is between stuff that powers up Alisia and stuff that powers up the dragons, but the one that you have out is the one that is going to power up when you pick up the item.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's expected.
And if you lose a dragon, then they will power down. I want to say I like kind of picked one that I thought would be a good all-arounder and like got it as powerful as I could, and then maybe started working on one of the others.
Mm-hmm.
The two that look more like dragons, I'm pretty sure are the ones that I use the most, but I can't really remember. One of my favorite things about this game is that it's very good at hiding secrets that make you feel really good about finding, but weren't actually that difficult to find. Like if you jump towards the walls in this area, you'll find go back up the stairs.
All the way up?
All the way up to the right.
Oh, I see. So there's something like right up there. Oh, okay. So I jumped up and there was something floating up there.
Right, but also if you go on the platform directly below it and then jump at the wall, you'll find that there's a platform that goes through the wall. And there's actually, in this room alone, there's several instances of that. And there's even instances where it's like, oh, I got to the end of the secret area, but then if you jump up and then try to go left, you'll find that there's like still mold.
Huh.
It's very good at like hiding these like pretty legitimately good like little secret areas like that.
Right.
So it's worth like trying jumping at walls, and it rewards you for your curiosity in a very satisfying way.
Is there a specific dragon you think is the best one to power up?
Well, like I said, my memory is that I used the two that actually look like dragons.
You used the what?
Like that big dragon one, and there's another one. Oh, too bad that one up.
Yeah. This one? Not the green one.
Well, there's no, that one looks like a cockatrice or something. Then there's the fireball thing. Like the two that actually look like lizards.
A lot of people talking about the Terra Onion mode, looks like, on the chat.
Yeah.
That was the big announcement. I mean, oh, look at that. That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. See what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get it.
It's satisfying to like find those little secrets, and I feel like it does it in a way that's better than the secrets in most games.
Yeah, I feel like my dragon's not doing anything.
I think he like shoots. Yeah, she's shooting little things.
Oh.
I think as you power them up, like they change colors as you power them up, and their shots improve. I think their rate of fire might improve. But I mean, it's up to you. Like I say, I don't remember a lot about what dragon I used the most, and I don't remember having particularly strong feelings about, one over the other.
Yeah, I was not expecting like story scenes here.
Well, it is a Game Arts game,
Yeah.
Yeah, the mode. I'm really interested in that, especially for Saturn. But I kind of want to get a second Saturn to use it on
Right. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, you wouldn't want to do it.
I wouldn't, because I've only got ones. I've got duplicates of a lot of systems, but I've only got one Saturn.
I mean, I have a Model 2 I could probably give you. A black Model 2. Is that what you have? Is that what you currently have?
That is what I have, but I would take it.
Okay. I mean, it's just in the other room.
Yeah, I mean,
because if I do another one, I want to put it in my Model 1. And in that case, I'll probably that's probably the one I'm going to wait to, when the Satiator comes out, or Satiator, however you want to say it.
So your Model 1, is that the one that has you're leaving your disk drive in?
Yes, I would like to. Yeah. That's my intent.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take that.
But yeah, in terms of, hopefully we'll have a chance to do a video on it, and it's likely that you'll be the one that does it this time, because you're, because I already have the Phoebe, right. So this would be much more
my testing.
Yeah, what's kind of funny is that the dragon is dead. So once it's dead, is it like done for good?
I think they come back after you die, maybe, but they'll be powered down.
Yeah.
So I mean, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like a shmup where like it's a big part of the game is powering up and maintaining your power.
Right.
You definitely can't rush it. I think that cockatrice, I think, just periodically just does like a full screen hit, maybe, or whatever you call that thing.
That seems like a pretty good
deal. I think I remember that now.
And what is the max level?
I just don't remember a ton about the dragon behavior in this. So you've got that thing to level 3 already, so it's probably
that's maximum level? I don't know.
No, I think it goes up to 4, if I remember.
I wonder how actually useful that is, how much damage it does.
No idea. Or, how much it would do to a boss either. Hard to say.
I mean, it seems pretty darn good to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it just got rid of those pigs in one shot. It's just that,
Oh.
You can't totally rely on the timing. I mean, you probably can if you got a feel for the timing, but you can't count on being ready all the time.
Yep. See,
But that's also incentive to take the game at a careful pace.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of this game, which is something I've found that I really like. Like that's one of the best parts about Legendary Axe, is how the game just has an excellent flow if you take it really slowly, and you're going to do terribly if you go too quickly, because of a very similar mechanic, how your axe charges up.
Right.
But it's a little quicker than this. Like, it takes a good long time for you to fully power up your bolt in this. Yeah, I think the boomerang dragon was pretty good. But if you get a dragon to level 4, like, you might want to like kind of put it away so that other dragons power up, and also to protect it from, needless damage.
I'm prepared for a boss encounter here. I like that she puts away the dragon every time. At the end of
every level. It's like the game going into demo mode. It's weird. Well, it even says demo. It's strange.
mean, I have one dead dragon, but yeah, the others are doing okay. Oh, jeez. Is it possible for me to get more health? Or for Alisia to get...
I think so.
To get more health?
I think so. I think you just have to pick up a bunch of some of those items you've been picking up. I forget which one exactly.
I mean, it seems like there's fairly consistent health power-ups or health refills.
Yeah.
And looks like the meat is for the dragon.
I think that's right, yeah. Potions are for her.
I don't know if I'm wasting my time fighting this thing. Oh, come on. It was dying. Oh, so it is one.
I'm okay, Sandy. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm gonna make it. Here, chase your turtle.
Give you the rank of Worm Master. Whoa! So there was no continue there. Is there no continue?
Wait, what?
I hit start.
Are there no
unless they don't let you continue on the level if you haven't beaten level 1. There's level 1, area 3.
Oh, was that not level 2?
I thought it was, but it's like this
I
said
thought
level
it was,
1.
I thought that was level 2 as well.
I achieved the rank of Worm Master.
Oh, okay, Dave Carr in the chat is saying that you can find continues throughout the levels.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that what the little Alisia doll is?
I guess that would make sense then.
So I guess it's more like a life, maybe. But like you say, they're pretty generous with the healing items.
Right.
But certainly not an easy game, but it's
but
very,
fair.
It's fair and it's doable. Now, I think as you practice the game, you'll start to like remember, like, oh yeah, there's these important items here and here, and I really need to go over here and get this. It's very much about powering up, you know.
I mean, that's how it should be. Considering that it came out in 1992. Find one that's a dragon that fits with my, with my personality better. This is not being played on a mini. This is a real cartridge on a real Genesis.
Was this on the Genesis mini?
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. It was. Yeah. Good pick for it.
Yeah. Especially since it's pretty expensive. Okay, and that's where the illicit dog comes in. Good to know. Except for it seems to be very easy to miss it.
See that, like, sort of magical symbol thing that you picked up? I'm not sure if that's what contributes to extending your health.
No, that's what gives makes the dragon have more.
Oh, level up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, everyone's pretty excited about the mode. It's cool. I think personally my biggest issue with it is the fact that you basically got to leave the top of your system unscrewed to be able to access it. I think it would have been really cool if you could use like the SD card slot that's on it or the USB port. If you could just like copy, say, like a disk image to a USB, plug it in there, and then be able to transfer it onto your whatever drive you have installed.
Well, they said that the final USB position was different from what they were showing in the video.
Right. Maybe change to allow for easy access, but it would be cool if you could take it and transfer files easily that way. And then you wouldn't have to take it off, take the whole drive out. I'm not sure if that's possible.
The hope would be that you would just set it up and not have to access it very often, but
well, yeah, exactly.
Of course, people make new software, new patches, things like that.
And stuff like this, it'll encourage fan translations and stuff like that. And every time you want to add one of those on, you would have to open it up.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it's more accessible than you think.
Well, no, it's accessible, but it's just like the ability to do that does not exist. I'm not sure if it's something that could be done in the firmware level, though. And I mean, it's not even that important of a thing. But when I first saw it, like, oh, that was my first thought. It's like, oh, I wouldn't want to keep on opening it up and doing that.
I'm curious if, in general, people are more interested in using it with the Dreamcast or the Saturn.
I'm guessing the Saturn. I think the Saturn is the big thing.
Yeah.
Because pirated, or not pirated, but like imitation version of the GDEMU have been available for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I bet a good amount of people that have any interest in it already have it. Have a Dreamcast solution.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like the Dreamcast more than the Saturn, but a big part of that might just be that I've got more Dreamcast games than Saturn games because Saturn games are expensive,
Yeah, I bet you that's exactly what it is.
So I'm sure, I could discover a lot of cool stuff that I haven't tried before using that.
Oh, what's that? Oh, I leveled up my weapon.
Ah. Oh, you had that before where you had the red beam.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you had a red beam before. You may have not picked it up there exactly, but you had a red beam.
Huh. I don't know. I feel like this is just not the case. I need more health, though. But I mean, I think the Saturn is definitely the thing that most people want to use with it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm I'm pretty good to go with my GDEMU setup. I need to put more games on it, but
yeah,
I've got that menu interface that, I know it doesn't officially have a menu, but I'm satisfied with how that aspect of it works.
I think exactly. I think that I'm gonna keep this guy. I'm gonna level him up more. And there's the one constant that I've been noticing is the amount of people that are excited because it's just a way to really stick it to the guy who made the Rhea and the Phoebe, because it's been such a long drawn out thing.
Yeah,
with them, a lot of angry people, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the situation and everything, but I do know it's one of the few instances where people seem to not have qualms about being like, just get the pirate version.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if there's been any.
I mean, I'm not saying that
because
I I don't know the details well enough. But
Right.
I'm just saying that that's a common sentiment that I.
Oh yeah, and even more like it's definitely.
So now that this is available, I think that puts that to bed pretty well, probably.
Yes.
For better or worse.
So can I level the dragons up to 4? I feel like 3 is the max.
I thought they could go up to 4, but maybe it is just 3. For some reason in my head it was 4.
Nope. We had a $2 donation from Jonathan Hinson saying, enjoying the stream as I pack up my console PCs and electronics, preparing for a new paint carpet, and desk installation.
Oof.
Oh man. Home improvement stuff is always fun. I don't want to brag or anything, but I changed all the internals of a toilet tank yesterday. It took me all day to figure out how to do it, but I feel like I can I feel like it's going to be much easier to do in the future. But it's just kind of silly to do it, but when I say I don't mean to brag, I was just being silly about it because it's a big deal for me. We
got $5 from Chris. Thank you. Saying, hey guys, I'm here with a PSA. There was a Switch account hack. A lot of accounts have been compromised. Change your password and enable 2-factor authorization. I did not hear about that.
Good to know. I think I already have 2FA on it. 2-factor. I do 2-factor for just about everything I can think of.
Yeah, I've been doing it more and more. And we also got scrolled up. We got another 5, thank you, from Red Wolfie saying stimulus money for Essential 2 guys. well, thank you for thinking of us.
Thank you.
We will endeavor to continue to be essential.
Did your stimulus money show up?
It has not.
Really? That's surprising. I showed up like the first day that they started going out.
Well, I've heard that it could take a while for some people.
This is where I died last time. I feel like it might be a...
Oh, and we got a new member on YouTube.
Oh, well, welcome.
James Boone, thank you. Much appreciated.
What is going on with this thing? How do I thought I killed it. Oh, there it goes. Finally. Whew.
It sort of feels weird that it's like, oh, it's okay to...
What were those fairy things that I just saw? I saw like these fairy things.
Oh, if you jump between the fairies, they like...
Oh, they make a platform, it looks like?
They make a platform. What beautiful monitor is that? Are you talking about the Coury branded monitor? That the photograph before I photoshopped it, it's actually it's Olympus branded, but it's really a Sony M2 MDU tube. It's exactly the same. It's just that it was manufactured 2 years later. So I really like it. I kind of like the bezel more than the Sony ones, to be honest. I just think it's kind of nice. Oh man, I'm missing a couple here all of a sudden. We got $2 from Justin saying, absolutely love your content. Thank you. Well, thank you. And 10 Canadian dollars from John S. Thank you. Saying, hey guys, love the challenge. Just wondering when, if we'll see a Mr. video. When, don't know. If, definitely. We're kind of behind on a lot of things in general.
Yes, exactly.
So it's hard to predict the win. Coury is working on the second part of first-party controllers, which will hopefully be out in maybe a week.
No, it'll be out this week at some point.
Well, be cautious with your promises there. We'll say within a week.
Yeah.
And then we might do a mini or two, and then after that,
we're gonna be.
You'll start working on another regular episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Like, we're gonna be doing a mini. I don't know how it's not gonna be requested or anything like that, but it's simultaneously experimental, but also just like something we want to do. We're gonna do a mini on the Final Fantasy VII remake. Just to see, we really want to see how game-based minis will go over, and it just kind of gives us.
I think they will feel a lot more conversational.
Yes, especially since
because it's easier to talk about a game than it is to talk about like tech, which we're like trying to go through all these features and things in our head, and make sure that we got all our facts right. And you're playing a game, you're just playing a game, and it's it's just your opinion,
Right.
So I think it'll be fun for people to watch. It will be spoiler heavy though.
Yeah, I think that's a given. And that's okay.
So
we'll state that right away and just
so either play through it before then, or maybe you don't care, or don't think you care about spoilers for it. But that'll be a little late to the game. For some reason in my head it was like going to be 2 more weeks until the Trials of Mana remake.
No, it's like it comes out on Friday, I think.
It comes out on Friday. Like, I'm gonna like put in a good bit of overtime working on Analog Frontiers Part 2.
Yeah, because that's another way we want to do a video on. I mean, I don't know. It one of the reasons I'm excited to do it is because it just doesn't seem like it's going to be super difficult to do.
Right, and
we have a lot of thoughts on it.
I mean, that's something that I think we owe it to ourselves to spend more time just talking about games and videos, and we keep telling ourselves like, oh, we shouldn't do that. We should prioritize like this or that. But the thing is, like, doing a mini on a game that we were both playing anyway, like, I mean, it's probably gonna be like a day of work.
Yeah. This boss music is kind of awesome.
We got $5 from Kyle Green. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying Terra Onion isn't much better. Less people forget the fiasco with the Super SD System 3. Hardware issues abound and their customer support is non-existent. They've definitely had their fair share of criticism. I mean, I think that they learned a lot from their initial Super SD System 3 experience, though. The hardware for that was definitely not ready, but I do know that eventually it got in a really good place. But I do know, like, especially like in Europe, aren't there a lot of, I think they've kind of got a similar situation, I think maybe to Analog, where they've got like some pretty high shipping or tax prices in Europe, I think, because of where they're located.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot of the details on that, but I think like with the Mega SD and the final version of the Super SD System 3, I think I mean, at least from the hardware side, I think it's pretty apparent to me that they've really turned things around on that front.
Dragon took that thing out. Oh, it's an airship. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
Most people that have probably already finished it probably know a lot of what we have to say. But I don't know. I thought it was fun because it had been a really long time since we were able to just talk about a new release, like just even between the two of us. Like
right.
that.
We weren't like, we haven't been playing like new releases like at pace, you know, and putting like enough hours into it to beat it within a week, you know?
Yeah.
For each night, you know?
Yeah, and it was not easy
since that happened.
Finishing it in a week. I mean, at least for me, it was not. I was up many nights. I don't know what that thing I just picked up was.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's part of why we're excited to discuss it, just because it's like, oh, hey, we're actually up to date on something for once. I mean, it was fun, like, discussing it as we went along. Canadian Fuzzy says he loved it and is going to start hard mode this week. I haven't tried hard mode, but our buddy, the 8-Bit Duke, experimented with it a little bit and said it was pretty darn hard.
Yeah. I thought it was extremely difficult on normal.
Yeah, I mean, it demands a lot more from you compared to the original game, which, you know, is probably one of the easier Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to its detriment, I don't think, but it is easier. I think that's one of the reasons that it was, you know, such a big deal is because it was one of the perfect introductions to the genre, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, gameplay is rather difficult because of, you know, every boss kind of has sort of their own particular mechanics, and really every enemy and different circumstances that lead to their staggering and stuff. And staggering is pretty essential. I mean, one of the late game bosses, like, I was not equipped to stagger it. I think I managed to stagger it once, but like it was just not something I could reliably do. And I want to say the fight, it felt like it took like an hour. I don't know how long it actually was, but it can be tough. Like that's definitely something I think Final Fantasy has been trending toward, is every boss kind of has, you know, a lot of the games like Final Fantasy 6 and 7 start off like with kind of a gimmick boss.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've got the snail in Final Fantasy 6, and it's
where you
like,
learn I mean, that teaches you a lot about the battle system, basically saying, you know, time advances while you're making decisions, and you can wait for things to happen. Right. And there's also like different things that you can target and things like that. Like, they start off with that, but then in reality, most bosses still amount to just deal a bunch of damage and stay alive, right? There's in like Final Fantasy 6 and 7. Not to say there aren't some more permutations and things to consider in the boss fights, but you know, for the most part, they're relatively straightforward. And something that they've really been tending towards, especially starting with like 13, is you know, you've kind of got to figure the boss out. Like, you got to figure out, okay, what's the weakness? How do I stagger it? Stuff like that. Like in Final Fantasy 14 doesn't have staggering, but I heard your phone say, did it think you said, "Hey Google" or something?
I guess it thought I did. It thought I was asking it, boss out, okay, what's the weak? How do I stagger it? Stuff that I like.
Oh, we had a $4.99 from Sean Quinn. You want to go ahead and read that? This is like the part I died on before. I swim. These guys are explosive.
$4.99 for Sean Quinn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying you guys make even the most difficult games look beatable by the average person. Can you name one game on any platform that you've just given up on? I mean, I've been pretty dogged in my commitment to beating games. I mean, at one point I did, back in 2008, I did have a beaten backlog for a short period of time.
Yeah, but there was a lot of games that you didn't feel like playing that you got rid of.
I did get rid of a number, yeah, that I probably shouldn't have. But, you know, I had a really hard time with Battletoads and Battle Maniacs on Super Nintendo.
Did you finish
and
it?
I beat that like 2 weeks ago. Like, yeah. I think I was playing that before Sandy was born. That one was really, for some reason, that one was harder for me than the original Battletoads.
Yeah.
Or Battletoads and Double Dragon. Even though I don't think the general consensus is that it's harder, but I had a hard time with it.
There's been times where I have not felt like I found myself in a position where I could not beat a final boss. So I have cheated to finish the game. Specifically, and you know, maybe this is a deep dark secret, but that happened with Final Fantasy X-2 for me. I got in a situation where I could not beat the last boss.
Have you never beaten it?
I mean, I downloaded a save to see the ending.
I don't remember the final boss in that really at all. Like, I don't remember it being a big deal. I've beaten that game a couple of times, but I just can't even visualize the last boss. I'm sure there's got to be some example. Oh, I can tell you. Which this might seem like a silly example, but like I was so irritated by Ristar. Like I got to the final boss like basically 2 runs. I got to the final boss and lost like basically all of my lives and continues on the boss. Like I didn't die much, if at all, before the final boss on my last 2 runs I did of that game. And then I blew everything on the boss. Which, like, I feel like there's no way that game should be that hard. But for some reason, that game... the thing was, like, by the time that those 2 last disastrous runs happened, like, I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm not having fun getting back to this point in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, I want to like Ristar, but I kind of don't. Like, it's just, to me, it is not very fun to play. It looks like a game I would love, but it's not that fun for me. So that is one that I definitely gave up on. Although I'm sure I've beaten much more difficult games. But yeah, I mean, you know, we have very average gameplay, right? But we still push through.
Yeah. You more than me.
Scroll back up.
I saw there's a couple of them.
A couple others. 5 from Kyle Green. Thank you. What's the deal with ODE devs being D-bags between the draconian DRM of the PSIO, DRM on a piracy device, Terra Onions, and GDM use well-known issues? Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole. I mean, to be honest, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the particulars and the drama behind a lot of that stuff. Coury keeps much more in tune with like I think the ODE scene. And
I mean, I don't know. I only just go when if like I see if I know somebody it points me in the right direction.
I mean, I do agree. Like on the PSIO, like the DRM is like. I mean, it's their right to make that call. But I feel like that the loss of goodwill in doing that is not worth it.
You're right.
In my opinion, because it makes people not want to support you. That's just my opinion. They're entitled to have a different perspective on it. But that is maybe the one instance where I've kind of thought about it a bit, where it's kind of like, but I have gotten lots of good use out of the PSIO, I gotta say.
There was one more that you
there was 20 pesos, I believe, from Lunita Productions. Just saying, hey guys, hello to you.
Thanks.
Oh, and 10 reals, I believe, from Robson. I believe I have screwed up your name before. Medeiros. Thank you. Always saving my Sundays. Thank you, guys. Any plans on a crossover episode with GameSack? That would be awesome. Did they return that Britney Spears game? I do believe that has remained on Corey's shelf.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil what it is, but I asked Joe for the master file of a particular, I believe, underviewed GameSack video, because I wanted to edit pieces of it into Analog Frontiers Part 2, and I'm really proud of how I've edited it in. It's a little bit of humor in your Analog Frontiers, maybe I feel Analog Frontiers maybe needed a spot of comic relief. I think it fits in really well. It's pretty fun. It's one of the best things GameSack has ever done.
Because you like this game so much, I guarantee you that you would like Mystic Defender a lot.
Oh, sure.
They feel kind of similar.
I got it.
You're right. I do.
I agree. I think I would like it. So yes, Joe will appear in Analog Frontiers Episode 2. Not in an original capacity, but three clips from a very good episode will be included in Analog Frontiers.
Right. James Boone's asking if we use Backloggery to catalog our games.
And I'm one of the co-founders of the Backloggery, and Corey and I met as Backloggery community members. So, yes, we use the Backloggery for our collections. You gotta keep in mind the Backloggery is very old. Drum has been working on an overhaul of it for quite some time. He made some decisions early on in the making of it. This was back in 2006, 2007 when he was developing it, and in some ways how it's structured makes changing certain aspects of it a little difficult, and it's not worth it at this point because the code base is so old that he's been working on the totally new version, which is going to be streamlined a lot. To be honest, I forget where things stand on that in terms of if there will be like a searchable database and stuff. I forget. Things have changed a lot over the course of developing the new version. But at the time that we were building it originally, we knew there was going to be a lot of criticism for the fact that you manually type in all of your games. But our defense of that was at the time, if you were adding games to a collection on IGN or something. Remember, I'm talking 2006, 2007. I'm not talking today. If you were searching that database, it was so slow.
Yeah.
You had to
I
search for it, and then you had to look through the list of results and click it, and it was just slow. And the amount of time that it takes to just type in your game name correctly and added on the backloggery. Not that many people saw the light on that, but those that did said, thank you. This is so much easier and faster.
What I like to think is that, since the idea is not just cataloging the games that you have, but also making sure that you play the games. It makes you more conscious of the games that you are purchasing.
Correct. But also, I like the idea too that by manually entering the names on the backloggery, you can name something the way that you want to. For example, calling Pokemon Blue version is stupid, but that's the proper title. So I can call it just Pokemon Blue if I want.
Yeah. There was a...
And we also got $2 for the love of the game saying, someone please mention Alisia Strut postureful. She does have good posture. Is postureful a word? I mean, if it's not, it feels like it could be.
I don't know if I'm supposed to hit these guys.
You have a postureful strut.
Okay, so I'm supposed to hit those guys in the face. Like, just because you're locked onto them and shooting them doesn't mean you're doing damage. That's one thing I've noticed is that you can't really tell if you're hitting them in the right spot sometimes.
Mm.
Yes, I mean, she does walk very upright, more so than definitely myself. Shoot. There seems to be, they want you to kind of like bait the enemies from the side of the screen sometimes, it seems like.
Mm.
Kind of just jump and jump back. Get a quick hit in.
So I can't believe that Streets of Rage 4 is coming out like
soon. I mean, it's
like the very end of the month.
Does it have online co-op?
I don't know. I would guess not, but who knows? This game would probably be a good game to use as a composite capture example for this.
Yeah.
It's I never thought of, because it does have, but I kind of like the look of the dithering in it. The game has like a very textured look.
Yeah.
But I never thought of this really as a good example of a game for composite comparisons. I'm always on the lookout for those. Jonathan G donated $5. Thank you. Saying it would be a really funny gag to post a video reviewing FF7, but instead review the NES ROM hack remake and how good it looks through the Framemeister. That would be funny. I played through the original version of Midgar on PS1 yesterday.
Just because, it's good to have that in fresh in your memory too. I mean,
yes, and also to have it recorded as well. I did it in 5 hours and 20 minutes ish. I know I've done it much faster in the past, but I probably haven't done that in a decade.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done it in probably longer than that. Probably last time I did that was probably like 1998. But it was before Final Fantasy VIII came out.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I want to say I've played through the whole game 4 to 6 times, but it's, most of those times were in high school and college.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing through it because I just played through I'm trying to. I'll finish it by the end of tomorrow, so we can talk about it when we shoot the mini on Tuesday. But
yeah, I agree. Especially revisiting it immediately after playing the remake. I have a newfound respect for the backgrounds in Final Fantasy VII. I think a big reason I think people wanted a remake was because the world was built for the super deformed characters. So it's not really to scale, you know? And I think that was a big reason people wanted a remake, is so that they could see what would this world look like if like everything was proportional. And obviously the look of things are radically reimagined in the remake, so it's not exactly a one-to-one, but something that I found kind of enjoyable, having just come from the remake, which has a very standard 3D dungeon design. You know, the way that its dungeons are built are very typical of a 3D RPG. And I like how the pre-rendered backgrounds. I mean, it's like no one room is the same. No one room. Well, I mean, when I say no one room, I mean like the Shinra Tower, like the different floors have like kind of the same zoom and perspective, but like if you're going through different field areas and the slums, like they're all different angles. Everything looks different. It's not tile based. And something that I found kind of unexpectedly fun to go back to, or kind of how you sort of gotta look at your surroundings and sort of be like, oh, okay, like I think this ramp goes down here, and then you like can't see Cloud for a bit, but then like you kind of got to work out like how the scene is connected, which is, I don't know. I mean, I guess some people could look at that and say that's bad, like it's visually unclear, but I think they were sort of playing with the idea of like, oh, you got to figure out like how to proceed. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to like just kind of like be like, oh, how do I get through this scene? Because most dungeons are like 2 screens.
Yeah.
Dungeons that can take like 2 to 3 hours on the PS4.
Yeah. I felt that it was. I mean, I should just save it for the video.
Yeah,
just in general.
We'll save this discussion. You know, I don't know if this is truly going to be a mini. This one might be the longest one yet, I feel. Like, I don't know if it's going to be worth like cutting down the conversation all that much, because we've got so much game work capture. Like, just let most of it go.
Yeah. I saw there was a donation from Kyle Green. I saw it there.
Oh, did I miss it? Ah, thank you. There seem to be a lot of these stiff sort of side scrollers from this area. Stuff like Wonder Boy Monster World, this, Valis, Popful Mail. And those big HUDs. I mean, this isn't that big of a HUD.
Yeah, this
Wonder Boy Monster World definitely has a big HUD.
Yeah,
and that's a chunkier looking game because it's 256 pixels wide.
Just love those big HUDs. If anyone's looking for a big HUD, you should definitely check out the HUD on Cyber Shinobi. That's got one of the biggest HUDs I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, there is, like, I don't know if I would call this stiff exactly, but I see what you mean too. Like, I find myself sort of compelled by the, I don't know. This is probably
what is this little
than...
dragon thing? Do you think? Maybe it brings
dragon thing.
Oh, it brings. I bet you something back to life.
Oh, it brings a dead dragon back. Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. I forget. But yeah, like
there's got to be some way for me to extend my life. I don't know.
Huh?
There's got to be some way for me to extend my life. I'm surprised that I've not got a life extension at this point.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. But yeah, it's a deliberate movement speed. You know, maybe not like the most animation frames in the world, but I've got a soft spot for side-scrolling action games like this for sure. You know, Valis and things like that. Another really good one is Run Saber for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean that's
better than Strider. Just saying.
I mean, I can appreciate the thought of it being better, and why.
I mean, you can climb on walls and climb on ceilings, and it's very smooth. Potbelly Punch, I've had the exact same thought with Final Fantasy VI. Like, really, based on the Trials of Mana demo, like, the style of that game resonates very much with me because they didn't do anything radical with, like, changing the art direction of the original game. Like, the characters look like the artwork from the original game. The world design looks like a Super Nintendo game come to life. Like, that kind of take, I could see the team that did that. I could see them doing that with any of Square's 16-bit games. Like, I really like the look of it. Like, it's, you know, it's unambitious compared to something like Final Fantasy VII, but it's clean. It's clean and it's faithful, and I like it a lot. But, you know, then again, the battle system of Trials of Mana is changed a fair bit. But from conversations I've had with people, I think a lot of people believe that to be a positive. I liked the feel of combat in the original, but a lot of people don't. I feel like a lot of people are very much like they want all the Mana games to be exactly like Super Nintendo Secret of Mana, and that's it.
How many stages are in this? 8?
Oh, I think less than that. So you're on 4 now. I want to say this level is relatively short. It's weirdly designed, though. Let me look up how many there are. I feel like it's more like 6.
If that's the case, that puts me in a pretty good position. Does anybody know how I extend my life bar? Is that even possible? Uh-oh.
Okay, well, there are 8 stages, but the last stage is only bosses.
Only bosses?
Yeah. I believe there are 2. Apparently you missed a few upgrades. But yeah, you didn't get any
Here, I mean, I was
health extension. Let me see if I can find a fact.
Jeez, it's tough. I wonder if I could go down right at the beginning.
Life Up is a box with a sphere. Adds 1 full bar of health to the life meter. If your life meter is already maxed out, it will only recover 1 bar of health. A box with a sphere. Have you seen anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Let me see if I can actually find like a PDF. I might have the manual, but it's upstairs.
Well, the manual's right over there.
Let's see if there's a picture of it. HP Up. Yep, it's a box with a sphere in the middle. I guess you just haven't run across any?
I guess. I'm gonna... Oh, there was one. I just found it. Just found one.
There you go. That's nice.
It's tough to get to. There's like just so much going on sometimes, and it's tough to keep it all under control. Crowd control is tough.
Yeah, Indie Game Searchlight says, I want that stage transition animation of the main character to happen in a video you'll have on this game. It is a cool stage transition. I agree.
Can you see like where the location of the health upgrades are? Like, are they earlier in the anything earlier than level 4?
Yeah, let's see. There is something in level 1, scene 2. And level 1, scene 3.
Oh, so you can get maxed out early on.
And there's also one in level 2. There is not one on the airship. Unless, I mean, I'm just doing a find-in page in case, because like they didn't mention one on the mountain. Which is weird because that's where you just found one.
Is there any more? Like, I found my beam upgrades are at level 3, but I'm gonna die. I don't think I have any. Yeah, that was it. I didn't find any continued.
Can you go higher than level 3? Is what you're asking?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Also, is there like one continue per level? Okay, so you said there's one in scene level 1, scene 2, and 3?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any descriptions of their location?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cheap for me to be like looking it up already, but
Well, you know.
Is there anything hidden on this first level, I wonder?
I don't think so. It looks like it's toward the end of scene 2, which I believe is the sort of interior temple area.
Right.
Get all the way to the right wall and jump up toward the left to reach another secret area with power up. It sounds like just jump at all the walls. Sort of experiment with all the walls. Even the walls within secret areas. Because I remember finding secrets in secret areas. But it sounds like it's toward the end. And then once you get into the next area, I'll check where that one is.
I'm pretty sure that I was jumping at every one of them, but I guess not.
The
music is really good in this.
Yeah. The third area in level 1 is kind of, I mean, it's probably a little difficult to read a description of what to do there because it's very multi-layered. There's a lot of ways to go in there.
Yeah. Whoa, what was that?
A bottle of water.
Oh. I like this little lizard guy.
Yeah, he's good.
Shoots the little boomerangs. I don't remember where I found the other continue before.
Oh, you found 2 continues in this room?
No, I just found the one, but I don't know if there's another. I mean, I found this.
Oh, if you go all the way to the wall there, I think there's another section you can jump up. Yep, I remember this now.
Oh, and a weapon upgrade.
See what I mean? This game hides secrets in very interesting ways.
Yeah.
Am I crazy or did her outfit color change?
Maybe. It might.
I thought it looked darker for some reason.
Well, this will put me at level 3 already then. Okay, so in the next stage, where is the...
Well, it's relatively early in this description, so let me just read the whole thing. Okay. Alisia will automatically walk forward a little and stop. Once you are able to control her, use the dragon and move forward a little past the last pillar. Kill the ninja girl that pops out of the ground, then rush all the way to the right. Don't worry about enemies behind you. Just keep rushing right past 2 sets of steps and zapping any enemies that appear in front of you. You'll come to a healing and life up item for Alisia. Go back and climb up 2 sets. So it sounds like it just wants you to continue right for a ways and then kind of backtrack and get the rest of the items.
Yeah, there it is. Yep. Easy. It's like right there.
How about it? But obviously you did fine, because if you didn't, you would have died by now.
Right.
I mean, if you were staying alive through level 3 without extra health, then you're going to be in a real good position, in other words.
Right. What's the next one? Because then I can max out my health.
There is supposedly one level 2. I'll look in a second, but first we got 10 euros from Milos Coury. I'm sure I'm butchering your name. Thank you. Saying your channel is amazing. Wishing you the best in this weird time.
It is a weird time.
I think we're doing pretty okay.
Yeah. Lots of protests going on, though. People protesting being forced to stay home.
I mean, it's been pretty easy for me. I'm okay with it. I think it's been good for me, to be honest.
Then I have to worry about it. Yeah.
But then again, I am an introvert, so.
Well, I mean, I basically am too. But I mean, I'm good at. I'm good at.
Don't get me wrong. I'll be looking forward to being able to do more stuff again. But I feel that it's been a good. It's been good to sort of be forced to like change habits and step away from things that
Yeah, I mean, during all this, it's been fun because I've like learned how to do. Like I said, I learned how to change out the innards of a
toilet.
Of a toilet.
Yeah,
and then in the next couple of days, like I'm gonna swap out an entire toilet.
Yeah, I mean, as weird as things are, like I think anyone could take advantage of the situation and just
learn something new,
break into a different routine, learn to do some things that maybe you didn't know how to do before.
Yeah. Oh, you got another donation.
Is that one not in the?
It's in the
chat? This is from MK Iron Fist. $5. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are y'all excited for the future of Mr. PC Engine CD support is coming in some? Oh, was that in the chat? I didn't see it in the chat.
It is. It's
yeah, it was. Okay, there we go. PC Engine CD support is coming sometime soon. I've been falling down the Mr. Rabbit hole during the pandemic. I am looking forward to getting mine more properly set up in the near future. But you've been using yours quite a bit. I finally bought the Wi-Fi dongle this past week. That will make it a lot easier to keep updated.
Yeah. But have they said when it's actually coming? I mean, I understand.
Engine CD core?
Yeah. I mean,
I have not heard.
No, I was asking MK because I know I saw Smoke Monster tweet something about it. I'm not sure if it was if it's saying it's like coming soon or if it's still a ways off. So I guess on the next level we'll find out if I can go past 4 or go past 3.
Oh, you want me to look up where the
where that is on
power up on this level was? It seems it's toward the end.
Good.
Frogs will be leaping at you from both sides. Use the Firefly to take care of the ones behind and just attack the ones in front. Get the life up item all the way to the right, and Alisia's health meter will now be maxed out. Now head all the way to the left, back up the ledge. Go all the way to the right to get to the boss. So it sounds like you'll be like you might have an opportunity to go maybe like down a slope and go like down lower or something before the boss. It's very shortly before the boss, it sounds like.
Okay. I know the area that I think you're talking about. Okay, so I can drop down right here, I take it. Yep. Where's the health?
Oh yeah, I remember this little area.
There's the health. Is it the other way?
That sounds right.
Yeah, the frog.
I remember this little area. I don't think there's any bombless pits here.
There it is.
So now I guess you're fully charged.
Am I? Unless I can go over.
Have you had an opportunity to see if you can go over?
No. Next one, I will. Next, can you start looking up if there's any continues, like where the continues are?
Yeah.
It's making you do everything here.
Well, you're playing.
Scoot Diggy, I think we have added or talked about games that we've revisited in our year-end video. I mean, I think that you did, didn't you? I mean, I know.
Well, certainly, like, you know, my annual, like, you know, game that I want to get to know better, right?
Yeah, but even if it's just something that's you had just finished, you'd already finished before, and you replayed it, I guess.
I'm trying to think if I did. It's definitely something that I've felt more compelled to get back to lately. You know, in general, yes, I do choose to play a game that I haven't beaten before, but lately I've been getting much more of an urge to spend more time with my old favorites. Or even like, I mean, I beat Dragon Quest XI twice in 1 year for some reason. Okay, let's see.
I want to play through Dragon Quest XI sooner rather than later. I feel like I'm getting into a very good groove of playing stuff lately.
Yeah, you were not in a groove at all when you first moved, but
I mean, I didn't play any games for like until beginning of March.
Other than streams, basically.
Yeah.
But you, like, in pretty short order, then, like, played Resident Evil 3 and Final Fantasy 7 right away.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same for Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
Did you find a 1-up? Yeah, you found a 1-up in 1-2.
Right.
Did you find a 1-up in level 2?
I didn't. I'm on 3 now, so if you want to tell me if there's one on 3,
Okay, yeah. It looks like there is one in 2. It looks like there's one toward the end of 3. Do you remember if you found it before?
I think I have found it before, but I don't remember exactly where it was.
Again, this is toward the end. Stay on the right of the ledges as much as possible and jump and quickly zap the aliens as the max power item is about to wear off. After killing them, go to the bottom of the ledges and all the way to the left to get a continued doll and life item for Alisia. Oh, a life item too. So maybe you didn't find it.
Yeah, maybe I...
It sounds like it's to the left of some area. So make sure you're thoroughly exploring the left, especially later on.
All right.
Ooh, we got $5 from Sweet JP saying, how excited are you guys for the Analog Pocket and what games will you play first when you get it? What would I play first? Yes, I mean, I'm definitely excited for it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I don't even know. I have no idea what.
I mean, I suspect it's like going to be the go-to way that I would play those games, especially if I'm not home. And then, you know, the dock will be very nice when that does come out.
Gunstar Superheroes.
What? I don't want to play GBA on it first because I feel the screen is designed for
How about Bionic Commando Game Boy?
Well, maybe. I feel like I might do something just like Super Mario Land first.
So is it the upper left-hand side?
Of something.
Oh, I can go up to level 4 power up.
Ooh. That's good news.
I bet if you can get these power-ups, like the game is a breeze at a certain point.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, I don't see where I could be going here. I'm on the platforms. Does it say anything about platforms? Like the spinning platforms, the floating platforms?
I think it might be before you go up the platforms.
It's not off the back of the ship, is it? Oh,
because it says a little more than halfway up the
ledge. I just found it. You got to go really to the edge there.
Oh, okay. There you go. So, do you know yet if you can get the dragons higher than level 3?
I have no idea. I mean, I've never really tried. I've been spreading it out here to see.
Oh, we got $2. Thank you from Archimagirius Sancti. Thank you.
Well, thank
saying,
you.
God bless, fellas. I love this game. Well, thank you. I like this game a lot too. How are you finding it overall?
I think it's great. I'm very impressed.
It's cool. You know what? I don't know if this is a weird comparison. But like just now, it kind of crossed my mind that the aesthetic of this game makes me think a little bit of Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, or it's kind of
alien. Is that a weird comparison or
no?
not?
Not at all, actually. I can appreciate that. Like, definitely, I can see that.
You know, I was looking at
where it's like kind of an organic looking, like everything looks like it's alive.
Yeah. Like just sort of strange shapes. But you know, I was looking at some video of the Switch remake today. Like, I didn't think it looked that bad.
No, I
mean, apparently the frame rate has issues, but like, I thought the art looked better than I would expect considering how much flack people have been giving it.
Yeah.
The big thing that irritated me from what I saw was that the shadow quality is extremely low. And so like all objects just have this like constant flicker because of how low res the shadows are. So if like the shadow quality were higher on like PS4 or whatever, or Xbox, if it ever comes to those systems, it might not be that bad. Oh, did you find that before? Or did you just now decide like, I'm going to check that little area to the left?
Yeah. What's this the fairy do? Oh, it gives me full power beam. I don't know how long it lasts for.
Oh, nice. That's like one of my big pet peeves is low resolution shadow maps. Like, I'm almost like, just turn shadows off. Like, it looks bad. Like, I don't even want any shadows. If it's just all this, like, this is just so jaggy. Just, you know, I just played Final Fantasy VII on PS1 and it's got the circle shadows. Just do that. It's fine. It's better than these jaggy shadows. I mean, that's something that I still can't believe that we're dealing with now. And hopefully next gen, like if ray tracing is well utilized, that'll be a thing of the past. But you know, we'll see to just what extent it can really do full. I mean, I don't really know what full ray tracing entails. I've heard it said that not everything is going to be able to be ray traced, but at least get rid of these janky shadow maps.
Am I not supposed to shoot these fireballs? Because they're basically impossible to avoid.
Well, you don't have that much control over where your lightning bolts go, though. Did you beat this boss before?
No, it's like, and it's crushing me. Even I don't understand. It's just like acting really. I feel like I'm doing worse now than I did. Jeez. I don't know. It acts in such a weird way. That makes it. At least I keep my health.
I had not watched the new Minecraft video on Digital Foundry, but I did see when they were like doing. I mean, I like doing something with like I believe an unofficial ray tracing thing like a year ago. Looked pretty neat. I keep holding out hope that like maybe some current gen games will get some ray tracing patches for like PS4 or PS5 and Xbox Series X. The big one I keep hoping for is Final Fantasy 14, but that might be too ambitious to hope for that. Okay, so even though you died, like you've kept your levels.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I didn't expect that. I couldn't remember for sure, but I would not have expected the game to be so kind. You don't think you'd want that in an MMO? I mean, as long as it is in a PC version, as long as it's you can use the original lighting model, which there's no reason they would take that out. But like if it could run smoothly, on PS5 with ray tracing, I wouldn't be opposed.
I feel like it's probably better to just have no dragon here.
Really?
Well, one of them already died from it.
Oh. I don't know. You probably want something doing damage to it. I mean, as long as you swap them out before they die. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is...
This is, like, really obnoxious.
I mean, it's got good presentation for an MMO, but obviously MMOs are designed to be scalable. But I do want Final Fantasy 14 on PS5 to look a lot cleaner than it does on PS4. I mean, it's 1080p with a very basic anti-aliasing. Got 2 pounds from Pedro Lax saying not watched for weeks. Has Try cursed yet? Was there some expectation of it? I mean, I was playing Resident Evil 3 on easy mode with like 1,000,000 Magnum bullets and rifle rounds, assault rifle rounds. So I don't think that's very likely to cause anything like that. I assume the 1-up doll does not reappear if you die.
I don't think there is one on this level.
I thought you found one here.
It was on last level.
Apparently there's one that you can get after beating the boss, but it sounds a little weird.
Oh, well, tell me where it is, because I can... Okay.
Oh, you beat the boss.
Yeah, I did. So tell me where it is.
So... After killing the boss, you can go back to the left to get the continue doll. Use... Well, but be careful. Because I guess it's high in the air and you can get... You have to have like a fully charged lightning and roll zap on your way down.
Like right where I'm at?
Like it sounds like... All the way to the left, off the slope is a continue doll high in the air that you can get by jumping off as far left as possible.
Oh.
And roll zapping the floating capsule.
I saw it.
Did you get it?
It didn't fall. I think I can make it fall, though.
Kind of looked like you got it, because I think you were right on top of it. I kind of think you got it.
Well, let's see how fast I can get back up there, and I'll give it just to check. Come on. Yeah, because it didn't make the noise. Shoot. It's still there. I saw it there.
Oh. Well, at least you didn't fall that far. Don't die getting it.
I know, right?
It sounds like in the next level you can destroy walls. I'm unclear if you have to do like a fully charged zap to destroy the wall or not. But it sounds like relatively early in the level, there's another continue.
Okay, here we go. Got it. Let's see if this killing this thing makes it.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. It looked the same as the first time, but I guess there must be.
Well, it makes a noise.
All right, I think the exit is pretty shortly after where the boss was, so.
Well, hopefully I don't die here. Ah, whew. That was close.
Oh, we got a couple here. We got 5. Thank you from Blake Romo.
Thank you.
Saying, can we get another CRT video soon? Maybe on consumer grade options or computer modders for PC gaming. Also, hi, Try and Coury. Hi. That is something I want to take a little more time to explore. It might have to be after Analog Frontiers is done, but that is something I want to do something on. Possibly a mini, possibly not. It just kind of depends. But I do want to look at PC a lot more. And Analog Frontiers 2 is going to have some CRT stuff, and the CRT geometry video is coming.
Yes.
I can't say how soon, but there has been material shot for it.
Whoa, there's like
secrets for days.
Okay, where's the life though?
Well, it sounds relatively early in the level, and you can destroy walls. Have you destroyed any walls?
Mm-mm.
Destroy the wall with a roll zap. I think you have to do a roll zap or a fully charged zap to destroy a wall.
Okay.
Okay, it's somewhere to the left. So don't forget to explore to the left, I guess.
Well, I found that one path to the left. I'll see if I can go back up. There's a donation from Sean Quinn.
There was also a $4.99 from Sean Quinn. Thank you. Saying, let's say I'm doing quarantine shopping for you guys. What kind of food am I buying? What snacks and drinks can you not do without? Well, luckily I got my hands on some chocolate. I was going a little crazy without little chocolate.
Chocolate eruption.
I'm finally out of sodas. Then I like my cheer wine. Cheer wine is a mostly North Carolina, but a southern cherry soda. Despite its name, it is not alcoholic. It is fantastic, and I'm out of them now.
Oh, my weapon's level 5 now.
I've been low. I've been thinking about doing. Did you try seeing if you could destroy that wall with a fully charged zap?
Okay, that might be good. What can I do without? Not do anything. I mean, you know, it's kind of strange. What's having a big shortage right now is peanut butter.
Oh, well, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like definitely like mixed nuts for sure. What else? Cereal. Cereal is something that's always good.
But then you gotta have milk with your cereal.
Not
That's
always.
something that you gotta have refreshed more frequently than most other groceries, I feel. I should. My parents have been doing online orders for grocery pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So they just
you combine
they
them.
just like put it in your car.
Right. Oh yeah.
I have not had to do that yet, but I probably will pretty soon.
Oh. What? I mean, cereal has definitely been a big thing, a big snack. Granola bars, for sure. But yeah, I mean, peanut butter has been like it's been. Oh, whoops! I guess that's in the level.
I hadn't heard that one, but it makes sense.
How about the next level? Is there anything in here? I didn't see any walls I could destroy there.
Oh, I don't know. Scene 2. Not seeing any dolls in scene 2.
Is there like any other things? Because let's see if my weapon can go to 6.
What? I don't even know what. I'm just searching for the terms. Power up.
While you're looking, and there was a $10 donation from
Craig Wan. I did see that, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
I got it. You keep looking. I'll do it. Saying random topic. Are you guys into tokusatsu monster and superhero shows like Godzilla and Ultraman? And have you ever played the games? I think some of the coolest ones are on the PS2 and GameCube. I mean, Godzilla. Like I'm a gigantic Godzilla fan. One of my favorite things in my childhood is watching Godzilla movies, and I loved it when there was like Monster Madness type things on all weekend long, where it showed Godzilla movies all weekend.
I definitely want to see a lot more Godzilla movies. I would not say I am into like tokusatsu stuff, but I like the idea of it. Like, I want to be into it.
But I mean,
in terms of the games, you like Destroy All Monsters, right?
Yeah, I have Destroy All Monsters Melee.
Wasn't the PS4 game kind of?
Oh yeah. It was kind of disappointing, but I guess it's like one of the most expensive games on the system.
And you got it though, right?
I got it for like $10. It was like $10 on Amazon for a while.
That and like Gravity Rush Remastered.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it wasn't an Amazon exclusive. It was just cheap because nobody bought it. But now,
you found the power up, so you're level 6 now. That's crazy. It's crazy if the dragons don't go any higher. Well, we got $2 from Blake Romo again, saying, any thoughts on the upcoming Analog Pocket? Were you the one that asked about Analog Pocket earlier, or was it someone else?
Somebody else.
Okay, because we did answer that question. Although we didn't really say thoughts about it, that was more like, what game you gonna play on first? Which I don't know if I fully finished my thoughts on that one. I feel like I'll probably do something lame like Mario Land, but like I could see myself considering maybe a Game Boy Color game. But I'd have to think about what one. Maybe Shantae.
That's a good one. But I mean, just in terms of like being excited for it, yeah. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see when it's gonna come out.
Yeah. I'm maybe less excited for it than I would be some other things possibly. Mostly because, like, you know, if I'm not at home, I'm probably going to be, these days, I'm probably going to be bringing my Switch rather than that. Although I definitely think I will probably take the Analog Pocket with me. Like, you know, if I visit my parents for the weekend or something.
Right.
You know, instead of bringing the Switch, why not bring me the Analog Pocket? I definitely can see myself doing that. Because I've done that, like I've brought the AGS 101. You know, play through a Game Boy, or I played through Ninja Gaiden Shadow that way. I brought my AGS 101 to my parents' house and play it there over a weekend. But I do think I would probably choose the Analog Pocket over the AGS 101 just because it's probably going to have a better screen. But in terms of like using it docked at home, to be honest, since I've got the GBA Consolizer, I'm not sure how much I will use it outside of like using it for the show. Because I'll probably choose to use the GBA Consolizer most of the time for HDMI capture for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance.
Just kill me when it backed up. Whew. All right. What do we got at the next stage? There was a 762 from Archimagirius Sancti again. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is the test of a good religion whether you can joke about it. God bless you guys. Take care from both pestilence and tyranny. I love your channel. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll do our best. Is there something at the start here?
Let's see. Animal power up. Obviously, you don't need it. Power up. Apparently, there's a power up to the right of a broken wall, like maybe midway or just past midway through this area. Although there is a scene 2 to this area.
This is like not the direction I expected the game to go into, like a crashed spaceship. That's kind of cool. with mechs inside of it.
Well, this walkthrough called that airship level an alien spacecraft. So I guess it could have been. I just didn't think of it because it had propellers, you know?
Yeah.
Is this 6 or 7?
This is 7.
7?
Yeah.
Wait, no, wrecked ship. I think this is 6.
No, I'm pretty sure this is... Is it? Yeah, it might be 6.
I think it's 6 because I remember like the last bit of 7 before the boss like had some weird platforms that I think I had difficulty jumping around on. The fact claims this is the hardest level in the game. There's apparently a doll on normal mode near the end of this first scene. Let's see. All the way to the left is a wall you can destroy with a roll zap and get 2 Alisia healing items and animal healing item. Also a continued doll on normal mode, but not on hard. You're most likely going to need the healing items since you probably got hit on your way here. Get the items, go back out and down the gap. Head right. So it's to the left near the end of this area.
Okay, it's just hard to tell. Hard to know where the end is.
Oh, we got Artemio in the chat.
Ah.
He loves this game, especially the music and Japanese box art.
Yeah, the music is really, really good in this. I wonder if Artemio's beat it.
Oh, surely. But it's not easy. Takes some work.
Yeah, I'm close to dead here. So to the left, you said there's...
You have to destroy a wall with a fully charged rolling zap. Did you try the far left wall? I don't know if it's here or
yep,
somewhere else.
That worked. I found it.
Oh. You say be it once 23 years ago. I only got your copy a few years ago after it was already probably expensive. I'm guessing this is one of the cases where the Japanese version is probably more expensive. I mean, that's not uncommon on Mega Drive just because it was less popular in Japan.
Yeah.
Although in the case of Crusader of Sinti, that's it's different.
Okay, is there anything on this next level here?
Scene 2. Apparently there are 2 continue dolls.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Well,
I just missed that first jump and just like fell way down, so I probably just missed them both.
Let's see. It says go right and down a gap. Go laying closer, another gap laying down long slope. Upwards to the left of the gap is an animal power up, but you shouldn't need it. Take out the lizard and carefully go down the long slope as soldiers will be appearing out of nowhere. Be ready to roll zap them. The gaps on the left of the slope lead to many power-ups and 2 continue dolls, but they also lead to many enemies. Unless you're very good at dodging several enemy attacks at once, don't bother getting them. It's not worth it, even for 2 continues. Don't bother getting them even if you're playing on normal mode. You'll probably get killed trying to get them. Well...
I don't know, I was just able to bring my attack up to 7 though. So it makes me just feel like I just need to run for it.
Maybe so.
Oh, I just found another one. It brought me up to 8.
Whoa.
Oh, there's an invisible wall right here, too.
That's weird.
I wonder if 9 is the max, because there's no 0. So it's gotta be.
We got $2 from Show.
Oh.
Saying RGV masterclass on getting the best RF signal. I mean, you know, I could consider it. Normally when I'm trying to represent RF video, I'm not thinking too hard about like, okay, let me ensure that I'm capturing this in the best possible way, because I mean it's RF. I don't think anyone is putting care into their RF signal, making sure it's like as good as it could be. But you know, in all honesty, like on a CRT, oftentimes RF, it'll surprise you. It's not going to be the best thing, but sometimes it's like, oh, you know, especially if it's a smaller CRT. The background's kind of crazy. Some sort of like particle accelerator or something.
Yeah, I died though.
Oh, man, level 8 though.
Level 6. Oh, it sends me all the way back here? Oh, you talk. Oh, interesting. So it sends. I don't know if this is the same.
Was this scene 1 or scene 2?
Looks like this is scene 1. Back to scene 1.
Well, that's not surprising. Well, our RF masterclass would be try smacking the side of the TV and tightening the coaxial that never wants to tighten. I remember, like, when I was a kid, like, I always asked my dad for help to screw in the RF signal because I had such a hard time with it. And my dad eventually bought one of those adapters that you screw onto it so that you can just plug it in and plug it out. Well, there was a comment from a British person one time whose mind was blown by the screw-in RF connector. Like, they were just like, I've never seen anything like that. It was so weird.
Just like that, they probably like.
Yeah, like
the thing that drives me crazy is how all explode.
Huh?
Like when every enemy dies, they shoot one bullet, or like they explode.
It definitely seems. I mean, if they explode and they hurt you, it definitely seems like rushing is the way through it. But you're back down to level 7.
Yeah, it looks like it brought me back down to 6.
I wonder if it. Oh, so you lost 2 levels.
Yeah, so
interesting.
Once you get to a certain level, it probably prevents you from going any higher, or it resets you, I guess.
We got $5 from Jonathan G saying my best memories are fishing for the RF input on my grandma's TV to plug in my Sega Saturn. Well, my grandma's TV didn't even have like, the normal RF. It had like the it was one of those like, furniture TVs where, it's this wood frame, like a tabletop on top of it with the TV inside it. I don't even remember for sure if it had like the two like, I don't know what the proper term for it is. But the two that have like the 2 claw grips that you tighten screws to. It had that, but I didn't have a way to like hook up any games through that. I want to say there was some sort of weird blue plug behind it. She actually still has it. But it hasn't worked in a long time. But it's a piece of furniture and it's heavy.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of donations there. Maybe even more that are appearing there. Are you still there?
Yeah. I'm just looking for it. I think I just missed one. Which was again from Archimagirius Sancti. Thank you.
Thanks.
Saying I still remember my dad asking my dad to hook up the Atendo. I guess which meant to be NES. Like what was that loosely inspired by mixing Atari and Nintendo, or were you just? I just called it the Nintendo, and then at some point the regular Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then I think when I
did you know anybody that called it the Nintendo?
Nintendo?
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I had my dad's old when I was a kid. Like when I first got the NES, it was hooked up to like the family TV in the living room. But like eventually my dad gave me his, well, to be honest, I think I always had it in my bedroom because I remember watching like tapes on it from a pretty young age. I have my dad's old, from the late 70s, I think, I believe it was a Curtis Mathis color 13-inch color TV that I desperately wish I still had. I have no idea what happened to it, honestly. Probably was sold at a yard sale. But I used that for a long time. And when I got my Super Nintendo, that was like, such an order of magnitude greater visual fidelity than the NES, and I really wanted to like experience it on the quote unquote big TV more often, which was only 19 inches, but it was the big TV to me. So like on Saturdays, my dad would let me hook up the Super Nintendo
to the big TV.
At least Saturday morning. And so I always had to have his help for a while. And finally, I just like sucked it up and learned to do it myself. But I thought it was really hard to actually screw in the RF. That was when he got me that adapter to just plug it in.
That's been one of my favorite things as of late. On Saturdays, my wife's been sleeping and I've been getting up with whichever kid wakes up first.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been going down and playing games, and they like are on the iPad and stuff. We just like kind of hang out in the basement for a while. It's just kind of a nice way to spend the morning, I guess, on Saturday mornings.
They're on the iPad. They don't.
Well, sometimes they'll play. I mean, sometimes they'll play like their 3DS. Depends on who it is.
Right, but what I mean is like they don't watch Saturday morning cartoons.
It's not like Saturday morning cartoons aren't really even a thing these days.
Really?
As far as I know. I mean, yeah. I mean,
you would know. You're a parent.
Well, I mean, the accessibility of an iPad and streaming content. It's not like an event like it used to be.
We had Dr. Droop says we have Netflix 24/7 cartoons.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's true.
I know. I listen. I agree with you.
It's sad.
Oh, there's a donation that looks like it's just through Streamlabs. It's probably on the stream. Will pop up on the stream.
Yep, let me pause it here. It's from Bovine Divine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Saying, thanks for all the great content, guys. Love the channel. Can you recommend how I can account... shoot.
Let me go to the Streamlabs.
I unpaused it and it went. Oh, I've got it again.
Okay,
here we go. Can you recommend how I can account for screen scroll stutter on game capture or stream footage, or is it just inevitable on some consoles? Well, I think some games look smoother with their screen scrolling depending on just what pace they move at. Some games you do see it like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it moves every frame or something. But I mean, in general, I would consider games to be pretty smooth. I mean, you should definitely set your OBS or whatever you use to 60 frames per second. But like if your capture is not dropping frames, then I would say it's inherent to the game. I mean, and certainly, I don't know if you're playing original hardware or FPGA or a software emulator. I mean, obviously, if you're using a software emulator, you're eating resources by doing the capture. So, and depending on whether it's a fast emulator or a more cycle accurate. I mean, there's definitely a lot of variables that go into it. But I feel that, like, even though consoles aren't like dead on, like, 60 hertz or anything, they kind of vary. Like, I don't notice any scrolling stutter on like, the OSSC on a TV or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure how that's compensated for, but I don't see scrolling stutter. But some games, yeah, there's going to be stutter. I mean, not every game runs perfectly. And like I say, sometimes it just depends on the speed the character moves in the game. But if there's something wrong with your capture, then it might be like a resources issue with your computer. Or, a network issue if you're streaming. But definitely make sure you're doing 60 frames per second, because almost all retro games are, probably more than 99% of games before the 3D era are 60 frames per second.
Finally. Whew. It's a close call there. Oh, jeez. Come on, so there's going to be... I can escape.
Almost Marfus or just rush it thing.
I did.
So that was stage 6 clear?
Yeah. Oh, look at...
Oh, you're doing a little Ninja Gaiden here?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't remember this scene. Look at all those ships. It's a lot.
Those are clouds, I think.
Oh, I guess those are clouds. I thought they were some of those strange-looking alien ships.
Well, is there any continues available in the first level here? Stage 7?
Well, there's just one scene here, and it doesn't look like there's any dolls. I remember having some difficulty right at the end of this with some moving platforms.
Is there any, like, weapon power-ups?
Let's see. I remember beating this game, like, on a random, like, backloggery bonus stream, like, on a Saturday or a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I started it on a stream. I'm not seeing the term doll or power up appearing in this section at all.
Jeez.
When I do a find in this page. Well, Frag Taster believes in you.
Yeah. I mean, I was certainly not expecting me to finish it this time.
Yeah, well, you're a lot closer than I expected you to get.
Well, basically because you looked up where everything was.
No, well,
I mean, I feel
still
like
kind of hard to translate into practice.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I mean, I'll see what I need to do. if I could get even more powered up earlier in the game. Because I feel like you could probably be power level 9 very early. I mean, not very early, but like by halfway point probably.
Did you ever get to 9?
No, I made it to 8. Just gotta take it slow with these things. I'm not above cheesing it.
You know. I think this game is all about taking your time. Well, maybe not all about. There's definitely places where you might want to hurry up, but I mean, it's the lightning. I mean, I just think the lightning bolt mechanic is extremely unique.
Yeah,
and it gives the game an interesting flow.
Can you see if is there a boss on this level?
No, there's not. I didn't think so because I remember like the very end of the level was jumping onto some moving platforms, like the platform she was standing on in that cutscene.
Right.
I know, Sandy. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
What am I getting hit by? I feel like I was getting hit by the dust from his gun, or from his staff, or spear, rather.
Where is Doggo? Oh, here is Doggo.
Oh, there's a level 8 power-up. So there was a gun. Or a weapon power-up.
Oh, well, I mean, I just searched for doll and power-up. Those are the terms that he's been using in the FAQ, so.
Oh, this is the boss already.
Oh, I guess there is a boss.
Well,
a mid-boss.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do it though.
Oh, we got 790 reals from I'm gonna butcher this. Mirie Scohello. Thank you. Saying any option for downscaling still in production. Have you heard of anything about downscaler?
I have not.
I haven't. I mean, there are,
There it is.
Oh, was that it? Bummer. I mean, there are, HDMI to composite and S video boxes. Obviously not necessarily very high fidelity, but, it's a thing. But I assume you're thinking of like, can I make 480i 240p or...
Guys, I made it. I made it to Magic Bacteria this time.
Whoa, that's moving on up in the world. That's bacteria is exactly what you want to be.
Magic magic bacteria with the quotes around the word bacteria. It could be anything, but it kind of seems like bacteria.
Yeah,
it seems to be some sort of magic bacteria.
that sounds like something that you would find in like an early PlayStation translation or something. It would be like the term that they use for like some major thing that's like supposed to be a serious plot point. Just like the magic bacteria. It reminds me of like the rankings that you
I don't
get at the end
smell
of like
good, or I don't, or I have a problem with magic bacteria, or I don't wash the area between my crotch and my leg. You ever seen this? It's Bennett Brower. Well, that was the character's name. Chris Farley on SNL would always put the air quotes. Maybe I don't smell good.
We got $2 from Jonathan G with no message, but thank you. I like to assume that's a tip for trying your best. Well, you did good.
Yeah, thanks. I maybe I'll come back to it tomorrow. Maybe it will be a Rocket Knight kind of situation where I will.
Yeah, I mean, you learned that game surprisingly fast.
Yeah.
Oh, we got $2 from Aged Boomer.
Aged Boomer, thank you.
Saying, how's the Sega Genesis Mini look on a 4K TV? I mean, not bad. I think. Most games on it are 320 pixels wide.
Right.
And...
Well, that's not always the case, though. I was talking to Rachel from Retro Access, and she has a 4K TV and got a PC Engine Mini and says that it looks really, really bad on it. Like there's something going on. She had no idea why it was looking the way it was doing. I don't know if it could have been that her sharpness was cranked up, but she couldn't find a remote to check on it. I should check in with her, see if she ever figured it out.
That's possible.
But she said that
but normally I find that 720p looks pretty good on my 4K TV. I've used the Genesis Mini a little bit on this. Mm-hmm. Probably the best experience I had with the Genesis Mini was on a little 720p projector that I got at a thrift store and set up at my parents' house and played with some family members over Thanksgiving. It looked really good on that.
Almost as good as when we say something looks bad now, I gotta say it looks like magic bacteria. Man, it looks like it's all smudged. It's like it's got magic bacteria all over it. I do want to know what all the different rank names are, though.
I wonder if like it can pull from like different like if the two words are like from two different pools, or if magic and bacteria always go together.
I don't know.
Magic bacteria sounds like a band name. Like I feel like that's like one of the fake like snack boxes that you would find like lying around in like, you know, one of the modern Resident Evil games. Like, you know, the little
right.
I remember like Resident Evil 7 had like a lot of like board games and books laying around. And you would see like the same ones repeated a few times throughout the game. I could see like, you know, in the kitchen there's a box of magic bacteria.
Craig, why you should take it
like,
on. I mean, you could, if I could get that far, just look at where the power-ups are.
Yeah, I mean, you were pretty close. I mean, it's not an easy game, but it's very beatable.
I wonder if you beat the game, what kind of ranking you get. Because I think I did pretty good, but magic bacteria sounds like an insult. Well, thanks for stopping in, Pepper's channel.
You know, if I do a Google search for magic oh wait, I spelled it wrong.
This better be the first. You got to put quotes around just the word bacteria.
There is not much coming up for magic bacteria.
Not even this game.
Although there is a video called from Science Mom called "Magic Bacteria: A Cautionary Tale."
Jordan Maddock, but it's the best HDMI solution for PS2. I mean, there's really nothing serious right now, unless you want to count like the Hyperkin type things, or like any kind of like old.
I mean, I don't know if I would call those serious.
No, I said there isn't any serious things unless you want to count something like that. But I wouldn't consider that serious. But there is a native or like a mod in the works from Dan Koons.
That should have like a frame buffer with deinterlacing.
Right.
So that should look really good. You know, I was just earlier today like really wrestling over, you know, how I want to capture PS2 stuff, because the last time I captured some PS2 with the FrameMeister, it may have been because the game kind of had a very unstable frame rate, but I noticed like a lot of deinterlacing errors in it. I was just like, I wonder, I might need to come up with a different. I wanted to explore some other options for 480i. I think I might consider making the RetroTink like my standard 480i going forward. Because that blurred bob is, I don't think it's bad. I really don't. Like I like it. We got $2 from James Boone saying, "Have a good night, guys. Stay healthy and safe."
Oh, thank you.
Will do. You too.
Thank you. Will too. You too. Will do. You too.
MK Iron Fist. We're not done with the FrameMeister, but I don't use it for much except 480i deinterlacing. Even then, like, I'm not sure if I want to continue making it my standard 480i thing or not. I'm very torn. I feel like my 480i is in a state of limbo right now. So you're just playing this for fun?
Yeah, I got this a while back at Half Price Books. It was real cheap, and it's not in great shape. It doesn't have a manual or anything like that. But so I think I went there when John was in town, and and he saw this. He's like, "Oh, dude, you got to get this. It's awesome."
Is it?
It's a different game than the Super Nintendo game. It's
Oh yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
I played through the Super Nintendo one last year. It looks like he falls weirdly fast.
Yeah, I think if you don't jump to the maximum.
Tap the button again. Oh, yeah. So I guess is it like a pound? He's like pounding the enemy.
I guess, but you can also do like a full jump and
and just fall normally.
Yeah.
You know, in general, I kind of want to look more into these like Warner Brothers games of the era. Like, I remember a friend of mine renting one of the Animaniacs games on Super Nintendo. I've kind of wanted to like go back and check, like, was that good? I loved Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. Those were on when I got home from school. Like, I mean, I was a little older, like middle school, high school. But like, those were just really good shows.
John seemed to say that this game is really long. It has a password feature.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if it has a password,
he said something
feature,
like there's like 90 levels or something in it.
What?
If I recall correctly, that's what he said.
Well, maybe he was exaggerating. What's the proper title of this game?
We got the Southern Sega Gentleman in the
the what?
And the Southern Sega Gentleman is in the chat.
Ah.
Question for y'all. Best option for getting RGB into component capable CRT, basically the same one as Coury's 20-inch Toshiba. At this point,
I mean, the best solution for that, without doubt, that I've tried. I mean, you know, there's obviously the HD Retrovision cables if you want to do it on a per console basis, but if you already have an RGB cable or the rest of your setup is RGB, definitely go for McCheskey RGB to component transcoder.
Yeah, you can get that at retrotink.com.
Right, you can just get directly on the website, or you can probably get Castlemania as well, I think. Of course, I don't know what the current stock situation of any of those are, but
shoot,
I love it for that. Some of the footage that you might have seen in Analog Frontiers that was shot off of my equivalent Toshiba, mine's a 24-inch, was shot with that. You know, stuff that, at least the stuff that wasn't like compositor-esque video. Some of it was, but things like there was at least one or two Sega Genesis shots. There was a PC Engine shot off of that, RGB. I think it looks awesome. It's actually kind of surreal to me to look at NES RGB on a consumer CRT. Like, there's something just nice and comfy about it. Because I'm used to seeing NES RGB either through the OSSC or on a PVM, but I'm not used to looking at a consumer CRT. And there's just something about this, like, that kind of feels right. We are excited for Streets of Rage 4. I don't intend necessarily to get a digital version of it. I'm going to pre-order. I'll do it sometime this week. Pre-order the version that's on limited run.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely very excited. What do I think of RE3? The original or the remake? I didn't love the original the first time I played it, but I came to appreciate it when I replayed it. And I replayed it again just this past week. Although that was more of a light and casual replay because it was easy mode with tons of weapons. Oh yeah, Sandy. The remake was good. but it definitely lacked the magic of the RE2 remake, I think. But it was good. It was very different.
Oh, you have a repair mine. Now to find someone to repair mine so I can get rid of the horizontal lines on the top fifth of the screen. In your Toshiba, where do you live exactly? Because I mean, I don't know if you're close to Retro Attack. He's in like Nashville. He would probably fix it for you if you're close by. Oh, okay.
Horizontal lines in the top fifth of the screen. I'm wondering what that would be. Like, is it like I mean, I almost wonder if it's like really a fixable issue or not. You know, because that sounds a little strange.
Jason Yu is asked earlier, says, you boys consider doing 2 times a week on these streams? They seem pretty popular, profitable at this point. I mean, it's something we've talked about, like, but I think it's just, we'd rather stream over on our Twitch when we feel like doing more like downtime type stuff.
I mean,
I feel like one of the reasons we get as many people as we do is because it's just it's 1 time a week, and it's the same time, and we've been steady enough doing these that it's always the same situation. So it's
I mean, there could be maybe some benefit to doing it more often, possibly. I mean, maybe we could add a mid-week one at some point. Who knows? But
it's hard to say though. I mean, I
do feel like the reason people don't get fatigued on it is because we only do it once a week.
Right.
But like you did that random like PC Engine mini unboxing,
right,
and then sort of first impression stream. I mean, that kind of thing, could happen randomly. That was a popular stream. But I think for now, I would rather leave it that way, where it's like we only do like an extra stream if it's like a special reason.
Right.
But, hey, who knows? I would not say never to that. Well, what's the proper title of this game? I was going to look up how many levels are in it. Like the Super Nintendo one's called Buster Bust.
It's Buster's Hidden Treasure.
Tiny Toons was not a show I watched a lot. Like, I would watch it if it was on, but I wasn't, like, a huge fan of it. I remember having a McDonald's toy that I thought was pretty cool. It was,
I like these... Well, look how he uses his ear.
Oh, yeah.
On there. That's cool.
I remember there were these McDonald's toys where they were the characters driving little cars, but there was like 2 sides to each car, and like on one side it was one character driving a car, and then the character itself could be like pushed down, and then the other character pops up on the other side, so it was like 2 cars in one. Now I remember I had like the weird green, like, I forget what his name is. The little green guy that like goes into other dimensions or whatever. And I don't remember what the other character on the other side was, but I thought that was cool. But I watched the show some, but I didn't love it. I was much more of an Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain guy. What's wrong, Sandy? What are you being fussy about?
Is there anything on the amount of
Oh,
lives?
how many
Or
levels?
levels, yeah. 'Cause I'm pretty sure John said they had something like 90 levels or something crazy. It was a shockingly high number. I mean, it's got a world map and everything, so.
Well, let's see. It's only got 5 worlds. It looks like. Well, okay, so like World 1 has 9 levels. World 2 has 7. But then 3 only has 3. 4 only has 4.
That's weird.
And 5 only has 4.
So
it's not that crazy.
No. There's a second C64 Mini that came out. Is that the one that actually has the usable keyboard?
Yeah, I think it's like a full. Isn't there a full size one?
Maybe. Did they get released in the US?
It's not something I've really paid any attention to. Sandy, what's your problem? What's wrong? What are you being fussy about? What you being fussy for?
Oh, I just wasted the item there.
Do you have to go poop or something? You have to poop? You didn't poop this evening. Maybe you need to poop? Go poop. We can go poop. Come on. Let's go poop. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
Oh, whoops. So, is the C64 out here, like for real, or is it like a UK only thing?
She just peed, if anyone was wondering.
There's nobody asking about it. I'm gonna put in something else. I'll be right back.
I think she just wants to be entertained. Yeah, what is it, Sam? What do you want to chase? You want to chase this? You want to chase the fat raccoon? Is that it? Pew. Oh, you're going to donate your whole stimulus check to find out about the peeing? I'm glad you were curious enough. Fire Shark. DreamWorks, huh?
Well,
DreamWorks and Toaplin?
Yeah, DreamWorks is just a publisher.
That's interesting. MK Iron Fist says he's paying his stimulus check to fix his CRT. What do you want to do, Cindy? There's only so many things I can do right now to entertain you. Here, you want to play with this rope?
I don't know if this is not a top-down style, but maybe it is like Steel Empire. Steel Empire is one of those games that it's been remade several times, or at least one time. It came out on the 3DS or something.
Oh yeah, well. Was it like a full 3D version?
Yeah.
Like a polygon graphics version?
I don't know. I was looking at the chat. Sorry, I died there. It was on GBA? I feel like it came out on something else as well. So the Japanese version of this is expensive. Well, both versions are kind of expensive, but the Japanese version is like a $60-$70 game. And when we were at Retro World, I saw a copy of the Japanese version. And I showed Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly, and he's like, "I'm gonna ask if that's." It had a price tag for $5 on it.
Oh.
And I'm like, I handed him. I was like, "Dude, you should get this. You should see if that's the right price." And he asked the guy, he's like, "Oh, is this right?" And he looks at it for a second, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." it's like a $60-$70 game, the Japanese version. So he got it for $5. I immediately wish that I had asked about it, but I got the US version at the Louisville Arcade Expo last month.
Flag Taster says, "I'm working hard to become Doggy Daddy of the Year." Sandy has way too many toys. But the thing is, she doesn't play with them very much by herself. She wants me to make her toys exciting. Sometimes she'll like lay down and sort of chew on one for a while. But that doesn't entertain her for very long.
How are we holding up in self-isolation? Doing okay. I mean, here, I feel like my kids are having a harder time.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. You know, play you some Animal Crossing, play you some Resident Evil, play you some Final Fantasy 7.
Strayus, we were just contacted today about the Evercade. Is that something that people would like to see from us? I mean, it'd probably just be
what is it exactly?
The Evercade. I mean, I think it's like a portable system, but it's like a hybrid. It's a cartridge system.
Oh, that thing. Yes. Okay.
But they asked us. They sent us an email whether or not we would like want to do something on it. And I mean, I could see doing like a mini on it for sure.
Yeah, a mini for sure.
But I mean, if people are interested in that, like I can tell them yes.
That could be
I
fun.
mean, I might be able to do something with John. I know that John got one, but I'm not sure how much stuff he was planning on doing with it.
There were some interesting games on the picture he showed us.
Yeah, I mean, I
some things I was like, oh, I wouldn't have expected to see. I forget what it was, but
when John said he got it in the mail, I think he said he got it on Friday. I was surprised because I thought it was already out. I thought it had already come and gone, or not come like gone, but I thought it had already been out.
We got $4 from Miles Kirsch with no message, but thank you very much.
Thank you. Just pretended that it's excitement for playing Fire Shark. Look at this gun I got.
Yes, that's kind of a wacky gun. Are you controlling like it going to the side, or is it just?
It just does it. Oh, I immediately ruined it. I should have stuck with what I had.
Ah.
I wonder if this game has unlimited continues. I mean, it's the same people as Truxton, so I can assume that it maybe just goes the same way as Truxton.
Wait, what about Truxton?
It's the same. It's a toe-playing game, so I wonder if it has the same structure where you have unlimited continues and it just like puts you back. Because the default difficulty was easy in this. So, let's see. It's definitely not that difficult so far. Oh, the Evercade got Tanglewood and Xenocrisis. So
the Xenocrisis was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
But yeah, I'll say yes then if people are interested. Some folks have been treating jailbroken PS TVs as better alternatives to the PlayStation Mini. Someone said last week that it's a new firmware made it so that you can play PSP games with like integer scaling now on it.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. It looks really bad with the default.
Yeah, I mean it looks good on a Vita screen.
Oh yeah, it looks incredible. For most games, I think there's some games that might not scale quite right.
But PS TV, it is expensive these days. But I mean, are PS TVs still easy to find now? I feel like the PS TV is going to end up being something that's sought after as an emulation station. It is going to be difficult to find.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm glad I've got two.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the PlayStation Mini. I mean.
Oh. I mean,
like they couldn't give them away for the longest time, and then.
I know. Well, but
but it was similar. It was similar with the PS TV.
Yeah.
It seemed like they couldn't give them away, and then I got shot down.
I ordered the PlayStation Classic on Prime Day, which I really shouldn't have ordered it from Amazon because everywhere else had it for the same $20 price.
Mm-hmm. It showed up with just the box, right? It wasn't in a box.
Yeah,
the
box wasn't in a box.
Right.
So it was all beat up, and I'm like, I had the shipping label on crap, and I'm like, so I got on support text chat with someone, to complain. So I'm like, the box is like kind of half the value. Maybe more than half the value of this thing to me. But the thing was, they couldn't send a replacement. because I mean I guess that was it. I looked on there, they didn't have them for sale anymore. After, I guess Prime Day was like them just trying to get rid of them. And probably most other places too.
Yeah. The music's kind of awesome in this game. Like I see the dolphins.
There's the little dolphins.
Let's see how far I make it. It's got that crunchy Genesis sound to it. It's not like the smoother Genesis sound. It's like it's good. Oh, I like how you die though. You don't just like blow up. Your plane is on fire and then crashes.
Mm.
And you can control it for a little bit longer.
Sandy. I'll play with you more after the stream. Okay. I tried to wear you out before the stream, but you didn't want to play. Yeah. Now you're all, but I want to play now.
That's what happens with my cat.
Yeah.
She sleeps all day and then is up all night. Although she sits by the front window of the house, and I was just wondering what she was doing there, because she just sits there and doesn't move for like hours.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's just because there's like birds in the tree right next to the house. So she's just like staring at them.
How does my dog react to cats and booze? Well, I don't recall her ever really having an interaction with a cat. She's a little unsure of other dogs even. She's much more interested in humans than other dogs. I mean, she'll look at other dogs, but she's like, once you get too close, it's like, I don't know what your intentions are. As far as booze goes, I don't drink, but when Drum hasn't been coming over for movie nights lately, but when Drum comes over for movie nights, sometimes he'll bring a beer for himself, and he'll have to tell her to not sniff it, because she will sniff it.
There's some chat about Hyperduel in the chat. Hyperduel is amazing.
I know that name.
That's the awesome Technosoft shooter on the Saturn that you turn into a mech, and between a mech and a ship. There you go.
You streamed that at some point, right?
Yeah.
That did look awesome.
Oh, so you get 5 credits.
But were you on the first level still?
No, I was at level 4.
Huh? I thought it was it felt kind of continuous.
Yeah, well, that's how all Toplan's. Well, no, it has a transition, but a lot of times, at least Truxton just continues. I think. Yeah, Batsugun is like another one that I wish that I had on the Saturn. Like I love the soundtrack in that game.
Well, look at that version of the Fire Wave. Like it's a little different.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
like it's got ones that go all the way behind.
If I designed a shooter, I would make it so that there was a gun that if you powered it up over the course of like 4 levels without dying, you could just stay in the middle of the screen and destroy everything just holding on the button. And nothing would be able to get close to you.
Well, that's probably why you don't make shooters.
Yeah. Oh, Bithead was sent a Hyperduel. Man, that's a wallet buster.
Wow.
I mean, it's like I don't even know how much it goes for these days, but it's well over $100. But my favorite Bithead videos lately is when he gets the because he like buys stuff off from Limited Run and then doesn't even so it's like $400. Hyperduel is $450 to $600.
Jeez.
Okay. To be fair, 400 is over 100. It is. But he'll get stuff from Limited Run. He always like talks about it. He's like, I ordered this a year ago. And he never knows what it's going to be. He's like, you order it and then you wait to get it for a year. That's what he always says.
That's not exactly true.
No. But I mean, if you are not paying attention and you don't know that things are coming, it probably starts to feel like a year because you don't even know.
I was surprised. I got a Limited Run game the other day because I know that they shut down shipping for a while, but I guess they're shipping again.
I don't know. Yeah, Celeste was definitely your way. Skullgirls was closer to 2.
Well, yeah. I don't think Celeste. It wasn't a full year wait, but it was pretty long.
Yeah, I mean it was December. You could pre-order it.
I think it was January 1st.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it was for good reason. It was to get the DLC on card.
Yeah.
You know what I am deeply fascinated by?
What's that?
The fact that Final Fantasy VII Remake is 1.0 with no patch. I mean, at least last time I checked was like 3 days ago.
Well, I could certainly use a patch in several areas that I've.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know if like some of like the low quality texture stuff is like. I don't know if that's fixable on current generation.
I feel even more so than that is just like the battle segments. I got so sick of getting knocked out or knocked down like when I was casting a spell.
I don't think that's a glitch though.
Well, it should be fixed because I think it's stupid.
I mean, I feel it's intentional. Like you gotta like think about, but sometimes your characters like withstand being attacked. Like I don't know if it's a particular stat or something that like. I mean, I'm used to spell interruption being a thing from like Final Fantasy 11 and 14.
Maybe, but I mean, so Canadian Fuzzy is absolutely right. Like you are casting the spell. You don't even get to like fire off the spell, and you lose the ATB and you lose the magic points anyways. I think that like that needs to be fixed.
That is a problem.
And but the fact it also happens with limit breaks, which is like even worse.
I mean, MP is a pretty precious resource in the game. And I understand that on hard mode, resting on benches doesn't recover your MP, which like I can't even imagine. Like that sounds like a nightmare.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, there was a lot of times where I was like letting out a limit break, and with like Tifa like running, like rushing against them, and just like gets hit, and it's like, okay, you don't get to do it or even give it another shot.
I don't think I ever got hit out of a limit break, but I have had enemies move away from the limit break. Like Cloud did a cross slash, and like the first swipe from it hit, but the other 3 or 4 swipes or whatever didn't hit it.
See, okay, Joseph Persico is saying that's correct too. Is like, when you stagger an enemy and then they stagger for like 3 seconds, or like I hate it when you stagger an enemy and then it transitions to like another stage of the battle, and it just like forgets it even happened. At least let me sit there and be able to hit him hit the enemy a whole bunch.
Yeah. That is annoying. That is annoying because it feels like some enemies are set to change phases like
at a certain hit point level.
Right, and it just so happens to be when you get them ready to stagger. Their stagger meter should not go away, I feel.
Right. Or at least let you get through the stagger and then transition. Because then it feels more like, okay, it's like the enemy saying like, okay, now I'm mad or something.
I mean, I don't mind I don't mind that like spell interruption is a thing, but you're right, like taking away the ATB and MP without it actually firing off is pretty crumbly.
But I guess,
But yeah, I mean, but my original point is still like, even though it would be nice to see them fix that, like it's still pretty crazy that a game of that magnitude, has been out this long with no patch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious about the texture loading though, because there's times where it's surprising that certain things don't load, and they just never load. Especially when it goes in like on a focus, and I specifically recall this happening several times with like the side of a helicopter, like the Shinra logo on the side of a helicopter, like kind of starts zoomed in on it and kind of pulls out.
That's not uncommon with Unreal 4 though.
But it seems like they would make it so that in certain situations when it's like focused in on a single texture,
right,
where like the cutscene starts like that, like I can forgive like a lot of the like the doors and stuff like that, where they're just like background or stuff to the side, but when it's like starts like zoomed in on this logo and pulls back and it's half loaded, it's like it's medium quality texture is loaded or something.
I'll be very curious. I feel like they're going to make like a special patch for it for PS5. I'll be very curious to see what changes.
Do you think they'll replay it?
I mean, there is chapter select, so
I mean that's.
I'd like to wander around, but I don't see myself replaying it anytime soon. I'd rather replay the original, but
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I played the Midgar segment yesterday in the original, and it's kind of like
you're kind of into it. I mean, I felt into it. Like
if I didn't need to pick up the pace on Analog Frontiers Part 2 editing, and if Trials of Mana weren't coming out on Friday, I would be really tempted to continue playing the original, but I kind of can't right now.
Yeah. I do wonder when part 2 comes out. I wonder how long it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be a very, very long time before we see part 2.
It might be. It might be. Like I was optimistic that it was like going to be like roughly 2 years, but I'm starting to be like, I don't know.
I don't feel like the original FF7 is a slow burn. It moves at lightning speed compared to the remake.
Oh yeah, like oh my gosh. I mean, after playing the remake, like I have such an appreciation for the original now. I mean, if you think turn-based battles and random encounters make a game slow-paced, like play a modern game instead and things take so much longer. I mean, the load times are snappy, the dungeons are like 2 screens.
And even in the remake, if you die, to reload takes forever.
Yeah. I mean, there were times where like I started a boss battle and had a bad materia set up, and I'm like, oh, I want to change it. And you can pause and say restart from before last battle.
Yeah.
And that takes forever. And then like I changed my materia setup, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot to equip this other thing too, and I had to do it again.
Yeah. Erythium is saying the remake is artificially longer because of all the walking scenes. I mean, that's part of it, and the fact that like every dungeon scene is drawn out beyond like any enjoyment. I mean, I enjoyed a lot about this game, but specifically the whole part, like the infiltrating the second reactor, is so long and unnecessary.
And getting out of the second reactor.
And getting out, and it was like the same hallways over and over and over and over again for like 3.5 hours. Like that whole that whole part took me from like infiltrating to like escaping was like 3.5 hours.
That was one of the weakest parts of the game.
Yeah, it was like I thought it was the weakest part. And I mean, even just like playing the Midgar section, there's a whole part where you're like pursued by like the Shinra guards through the city after Cloud meets Aerith. And that part goes on for like an hour of like running away, fighting enemies throughout the streets. And in the original, it's like one screen, and you don't even have to fight anybody if you don't want to. Yeah. It's like a single screen.
It's so efficient. Like
the original is efficient. Like you realize how efficient it is after.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. Like the remake has its pros and cons. It's got its pros and cons, but I feel it has elevated the original.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In a way that like the.
We don't want to get too crazy because we got to save some of this for.
Yeah, we got to save some of this stuff for our mini, but like it definitely, like the original game is better than it was before the remake came out. Like, is that a weird thing to say? But it is. Like, I'm appreciating all of these little things that just make the game so efficient.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff, like a lot of added stuff that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did too. I mean, I like all of the.
But I wouldn't have been sad if the game was 15 hours shorter.
Yeah. I mean, when it
took me 40 hours to finish it.
When I left the slums for good to climb up to the Shinra building, there was like I was at 30 hours and 40 minutes. My final time was 40 1 hour and 40 minutes. Like, it was like a quarter of the game after I left the slums.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be that long.
I have complicated feelings on the remake, which, you know, we will discuss in our mini.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube is saying just admit that it sucks. It doesn't suck. I mean, it's good. And I was willing to deal with things that I didn't like until it was over. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I had a good time spending a week.
You had a good time for the first or for 40 hours of those 41 hours. Basically.
It was fun spending a week's worth of evenings doing nothing but playing that game, you know? It was nice. That was a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
But now I would like to spend a week's worth of evenings replaying the original, but I don't have time. So
yeah. I mean,
did the Black Label version of FF7?
It does not surprise me that it's going.
Yeah, my original version of FF7 was a greatest hits, and I replaced. Well, I kept my original because it is my original, but I hid it away in a drawer and got a very nice Black Label for like, I don't know, it was like $20, I think, and I was really surprised because for some reason I had been under the impression for a long time that it was a little expensive, and then it turned out it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah. Frag Taster saying, so long as you go into the remake with the knowledge that its existence doesn't erase the original, you can find a lot to love in the remake's fresh new reimagining. I do agree with that. But I think that I don't think that anybody was expecting it to be reimagined quite the way that it was reimagined.
Yeah, and we can't say any more than that without spoiling anything. That we will talk about that stuff in our mini episode.
Yeah,
but I could see people walking away from the remake equally feeling like the original is invalidated or that it's even more validated, which is actually what I have kind of come away from it with. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like it has made the original stronger for me, for reasons that are hard to explain, and I won't explain in this context.
Yes.
Well, the mini will come after the
we're going to shoot
First Party Controllers Part 2. So it's definitely going to be a late to the game conversation.
But it's going to be really soon after. I don't expect it to be like weeks after. It's going to be like, we're going to shoot it on Tuesday. And then,
so it'll probably release next week, but you'll edit it after you've edited the episode we're working on now.
Right. I just got to fit. I mean, although I'm like, I'm a lot more excited to do the Final Fantasy VII remake video. Just because I got it in my mind, I guess.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It's just gonna be fun to record it too, I think. Just talking about it.
Yeah. And I had we'll talk about this in the video too, is I had a theory of what I thought was happening.
Yes, Coury had an excellent theory. And it's inevitable. Anytime you come up with a theory that's like too perfect to not be true, it ends up
not being true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Coury had this. We're going to talk about this in the mini. I'm not going to say what it is now
because I didn't read anything, and even as I was playing through it, I knew that the ending and the explanation was all out there, but it's way more fun just not,
you didn't read it.
I just have no interest in doing that. And not only that, but every night, like it was so much fun just like talking about it with you. Like after we were both like you were ahead, you finished the day before me, but we were able to.
But we were still, for the most part, like you were like half a chapter behind me most of the time.
Yeah, so we could talk about the stuff that we liked throughout the experience, and not something that we get to do that often.
Yeah,
it's something that if the minis that we do that are game focused, I could see us doing one a month if we could, especially if they don't take that very long to edit.
Right. I mean, I was talking about that. I'd like to work up to that where, we could do that.
And not only that, but I mean, I think it gives us reasons to play, like even just like longer games like RPGs. So
it gives it lets you feel like it's okay to spend the time.
Yeah. See, Canadian Fuzzy, like I read something after finishing it yesterday that the launch trailer spoils a whole bunch.
Really?
So I should go and watch it afterwards. But one thing that is really good is the music.
The music is fantastic.
Yeah. And it's done like it's like a film score, really. Where it just has multiple versions of the same song at times. Like different themes.
I mean, the battle theme is remixed in probably like 30 different ways throughout the whole, probably more than that.
Yeah, and the thing is I feel like the boss theme was underused.
Yeah, it was in some ways.
But the times that it is used, it hits really good.
Yeah.
So, well, we're getting too worked up. We don't want to spoil it, even spoil our conversation about it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Good night, everyone, I guess.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, everybody who donated. It was a lot of fun tonight. And we will see you soon. Good night.